This is lecture 17 of CS147 Computer Architecture Study. This lecture and next lecture will be talking about parallel processing systems, and there will review different classes of machines to facilitate parallel processing. Our topic for this lecture is first we start with the parallel processing system classification, and then we'll review two systems. One is symmetric multiprocessing system or SMPs, and another is multi-core system. The last one is probably popular nowadays, like everyone knows about multi-core systems, and I believe most of your laptops and computers have a multi-core chip in it, okay, at least two core system. So let's start with the classification. Okay, so there are different type of machines we can imagine and we can build. One is that the classical single instruction single data system, SISD. So it has like a processor, a very simple processor, just like you can imagine what you are developing for your project 2 and project 3. That processor execute one single instruction at a time and operates on one single data. Single data means like it's basically operating like two operands and producing one result out of that kind of system. Then we have single instruction multiple data systems, like processor executing one instruction, but that instruction being applied to multiple data stream. For example, like an vector or array processor, as in GPU, for example, NVIDIA GPU. GPU basically is all about matrix manipulation and matrix operation. Okay, so you can add matrices, multiply matrices, matrix, and so on and so forth. So one instruction, okay, multiply these two matrix or add these two matrix, they basically becomes one single operation, but parallelly applied to the multiple data stream, like different rows, different columns on the matrix you can think of. So they are single instruction multi data system. There is theoretically multiple instruction single data, means different instructions at the same time being applied on same data source or data stream. Not very practical in the market, like at least I don't know any such system is available in the market, but this is more like an theoretical proposition that since we have the other classes of system, why cannot we have it? Maybe if there is certain application that can benefit out of that concept, that hey, I'm operating on a single data stream, but that data stream being manipulated via multiple instruction in parallel. Who knows? That maybe that kind of application may pop up in future. Then other is the multi-instruction multiple data system, which is again one of the popular nowadays. That is a processor executing multiple instruction on multiple data stream, like symmetric multiprocessor, cluster system, NUMA system. All these big efficient machines are example of multi-instruction multi-data system. You can imagine like, okay, there in that system it can run like 20 program in parallel, and each of them, the program can operate on individually, of course, on multiple data stream at the same time in parallel. So one processor, one data stream, second processor, second data stream, third processor, third data stream. In that sense, this whole system as a result is running multiple instruction on the multiple data stream at the same time. So that's your MIMD system. So as a tree structure, we are putting those multi pill classification, 4 classification as we saw in the previous slide: SISD, SIMD, MISD, and MIMD. And SIMD we can further classify into vector processor and array processor, and MIMD we can classify them into shared memory machines or distributed memory machine, where distributed memory machine is basically mostly in form of the cluster system, whereas shared memory we can classify further into symmetric multiprocessor or SMPs and non-uniform memory access or NUMA system. We'll go into details of at least couple of them in this tree. So first of all, single instruction, single data stream. So let's understand this first block. Like we have this CU, PU, MU, IS, DS. So what are they? I call it a SISD system, but exactly what they mean. So CU is your control unit, which basically sending series of instructions through the instruction stream IS to the processing unit. So you can imagine your processing unit for your system that you are building in project 2 and project 3 is your ALU, arithmetic and logic unit. So control system per cycle or per clock, it basically sends instruction to this ALU, which is a PU in this case, for different operations, right? Sometimes it can ask for the addition, sometimes it can ask for the multiplication. So instruction streams are going into that ALU or processing unit in general. And this ALU is basically operating on some data, some operands, and getting out some result, right? So those operands are fetched from some storage. It can be register file, it can be memory. So in general, it's a storage, and that's what we call as a MU or memory unit. Okay. So from the memory unit, whether register file or the memory, you fetch certain data. Okay, that is your data stream. Those data being coming through the data stream to the processing unit, and processing unit generating a result that is being stored back at the memory unit. So this is the implication or meaning of this diagram. How do you kind of read or visualize this system? That you have one control unit which is sending out instructions through the instruction stream to its data processing unit. At simplest, it can be just an ALU. It can be more than that. And then this processing unit, data processing unit, is acting on the data through the data stream, which is kind of bidirectionally connected to the memory unit or storage unit, from where it is getting the data, processing them, and result is stored back into the memory unit. So with the same notion, SIMD, single instruction multiple data stream, can be viewed as your control unit is actually sending out instruction through one single channel to multiple processing unit. They are acting in parallel, and each of this processing unit is connected to individual memory unit. Your data stream is separate. So single instruction stream, multiple data stream. Okay, so single instruction stream going into the parallel processing units. You can imagine there are like parallel ALUs are deployed, and each of them at the same time operating on different unique data stream connected to individual memory units. So that's single instruction multiple data. Whereas MIMD is more like an multiple instruction multiple data. So instead of having one control unit, you have multiple control unit there. You can imagine multiple processor as a whole, but imagine that you are replicating your control unit in your project to multiple time, and each control unit is sending individual instruction to each individual ALU. So that's your multiple control unit controlling multiple processing unit. Multiple processing unit is getting their data through multiple data stream, but source of the data stream is one single shared memory. unlike previous one, whereas these data streams are basically they are unique, or they are each processing unit is connected to an individually separated memory unit in that SIMD case, but multiple instruction, multiple data stream shared memory style, which has a single big shared memory. From there, it has multiple data stream can be coming out. That's okay, but you are sharing memory resource at that point. So that's your concept of your multiple instruction, multiple data system. Whereas MIMT in a distributed memory scenario, what it happens is this: it is like it has multiple control unit, which is streaming in instruction towards multiple processing unit, and in the multiple processing unit, each of these processing unit is connected to a unique or its own local memory unit, LM for the local memory. And then these local memories, individual local memories, are connected to each other through some interconnect network. So from the processing unit perspective, they are talking or they are exchanging data to an individually connected local memory system. They are not sharing that local memory to any other processing unit. But these local memories are connected with each other in case of there is a need for data exchange between them. They are connected with each other through an interconnect network.